Honeys, this week we are talking about the one thing that if you don't do, you will never lose weight. Oh no, you will never lose weight. I'm going to break it down for you now. Now, before I just spell it out for you, this one magical thing that if you don't do this, you will never lose the weight. And in fact, we could flip that on its head and just say this is probably the reason why you have never lost the weight so far. And let's clarify, you might have lost the weight, you might have lost some weight, you might have lost all that damn weight, but did you keep it off, honey? Please. No, it found its way back to your booty, probably in double time. So this is the one particular thing that up until the time that you actually master this, you will not, just get ready. I'm telling you, you will not lose the weight. I'm going to start this episode by sharing a little story with you, and it will help you really understand the importance of the one thing that until you can master this, you won't lose weight. Now, here's what's been going on in my life lately. And the reason this comes to my mind is because it's such a perfect fucking example of you taking the surroundings and the events and the things that are going on around you and really using them as a springboard for your weight loss. Now, I have wanted to get hair extensions for just like forever, right? I want hair extensions. I want them now. I want really long hair. I'm extremely impatient. I'm one of those people that's like, I want the thing that I want, and I want it right now, and I do not want to wait. Don't tell me that I have to wait 6 months for something. I'm not waiting fucking 6 months. I'm sorry, what is this? I can have instant anything I want now, and I want long hair now. Now, to be fair, if you've watched me on video, if you follow me on Insta, then you will see my hair has grown. It's quite long. It's down to my boobs now, really. It's down about there. And it's, I could absolutely be quite happy with this, but it's not what I want. I want the hair longer. Let me translate this. I could have lost a couple of kilos. I could lose a little bit, but it's not what I want. I want to lose the full amount of weight that I want to lose. I don't want to be happy with just a little bit. I want everything that I want, and I want it now. So I've been doing research, a lot of research. Hello, if you don't have hair extensions, let me fill you in, sweetie. Let me fill you in. They are fucking expensive. So this is how it breaks down. You can have different choices. Of course you can, much like your weight loss. There is different ways to get to the end result that you want. Oh my God. You can go on a fast. You can go on a juice fast. You can do a cleanse. You can join a fucking program. You can do Noom. You can do Weight Watchers. You can do Jenny Craig. You can go on shakes and replace all your meals with shakes and lose weight that way. You can, Lord, what have you? You can do a calorie reduction program. You can go on whatever the latest fancy diet is. You can make up your own fucking diet. There's 1,001 ways to get to where you want to go. They will all probably, if you stick to them, honey, if you stick to them, they're all going to get you to the same destination. So it's not the specific method that matters in respect to the outcome that you desire. If you want to lose weight, the method is irrelevant. I can just pick any one of those for you now, and you'll get to where you want to go. That is not what's in question. What's in question is how long will you stay there, okay? So here I am wanting my hair extensions, and I'm thinking, well, this is fabulous. And I spoke to Phil, and he's just like, well, how much will these things cost? I'm like, well, honey, buckle up. Because they can range from anywhere from $1,000. You're really not going to get anything, worth its salt for under $1,000. So we're looking at maybe $1,000 up to maybe $2,500. And of course, me being me, doing my research, I want good quality. I don't want to look like I've got some kind of a scourer on my head. I don't want to look like I've got some dish mop on my head. I want them to look nice. I want them to look full. I don't want them to look ratty. And I want them quite long. Do you know what I mean? So if you wanted them short, you could probably get away with, I don't know, $600, $1,000 for these things. But I want what I want, and I want it now. So here we are. And of course, Kylie's extensions come to about $2,500. I'm just like, oh my God, okay. Well, this is an interesting expedition. Let's have a further look. So today I found a new person. She's quite well regarded. She's quite well regarded when it comes to her hair extension expertise. She's an expert, right? It's all she does. It's all she's been doing forever. So she does the hair extensions. I went and visited her at the salon, spoke to the owner. She's like, sweetie, let me tell you something. She's showing me the hair. Woo, this stuff is fantastic. You can have this cheap ass option and you can do it this way, but that's going to damage your hair in this way. And it makes sense. Like, it's not like they're just spinning you absolute bullshit. What they're saying makes perfect sense. So, for instance, if I was going to use this version with the, what on earth do they call them? With the, like, the stick-in ones, right? You use the stick-in ones and they've got the tabs and you put these tabs all over your head and, you know, that's fine. It's definitely a less expensive option. But she explained to me, she's like, well, when we sort of have to remove them every 2 months because your hair has grown, like we've got to put them back in position. Well, the actual sticky, gluey residue is going to be running down the roots of your hair. You know, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Your hair always kind of looks this little bit greasy, like it's really hard. That's definitely a less expensive option, but it's a little bit harder to manage. So I'm listening to everything she says, and she's like, of course, the most expensive option is the best one for your hair. It makes sense. So can I just pause this story, and I'm going to relate this back to your weight loss. Of course. Now, I'm not saying the most expensive weight loss option is the best one for you. Definitely not, honey. But I am saying the best quality option is usually the one that's going to be best for your body. Is going on a juice fast for 45 days good for your body? It will get you the weight loss. Like, you know, hello, isn't that what we want in the end? We just want the weight loss. So what seems to be the problem? The method that you choose to get there will dictate how long you actually end up staying there. Oh, honey, please. I'm going to say that again. The method that you choose to get there is going to dictate entirely how long you actually end up staying there. So I could choose a juice fast. I'll get there, but it's not going to keep me there very long. It's not the best quality one for my body. I could choose any program that's out there. Some of them are quite expensive, but again, is it the best option for my body? Is it teaching me what I need to know in order to maintain what I achieve? When this is all over and it's fabulous and I've lost 18 kilos, well, am I going to have the tools, not just like, I don't know, some weird textbook of tools, but the knowledge and the emotional fucking intelligence to be able to maintain what I have achieved? So we come back to the hair extensions and she's telling me all about it. It's like this $2,500 investment. I'm like, okay, well, if this is what it is, this is what it is. And then she said to me, look, Kylie, I've had some cancellations. I can do this for you right now. And I thought, oh my God, like I was taken aback. I was a little shocked. I was surprised. But mainly, I was completely unprepared. I hadn't prepared myself mentally. I hadn't prepared myself emotionally. Like, hello, I'm very used to my hair, the length that it's at, to have it suddenly at this longer length without any mental or emotional preparation. And you're thinking, well, you've been preparing for this, like when you were doing your research. I hadn't really envisaged the end product yet. I just wasn't mentally, emotionally prepared to move forward in that second. As she's telling me, well, I can do this now. I can do it right now. Do you want to do it now? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Well, maybe I want to do it now. Do I want to do it now? And I took a second to breathe. And I thought, hang on a second. I feel very rushed. I'm excited by the fact that wait, this gets better. She says to me, listen, I only have this specific amount of the right hair color for you. I've only got a small amount of that. Like, if you don't use this color right now, somebody else could get it. Like, maybe they'll take it in an hour. If you don't take it, somebody else will take it. And then you won't have it. It'll be gone. And we will have to order it for you. It's going to take a really long time, yada, yada. And I'm thinking, oh, well, now I'm feeling pressured and rushed. And oh my God, like I need to do it now. The urgency is there. This is what very often happens as well with our weight loss. We feel this sense of urgency. We feel rushed and we feel, quite frankly, unprepared. And what I mean by that is you might think, please, you know you want the weight loss. You know very well that you want the weight loss. But have you prepared yourself mentally and emotionally for the journey ahead of you? Because if you're trying to shortcut and circumvent this journey with one of your previous methods that I mentioned, well, I'll just do a juice fast, I'll just do a cleanse, I'll just stop eating food and I'll take these shakes. That is not the right way to go about long-term weight loss. You are not getting the tools that you need for the journey at all. When I talk to you about how long will you be able to stay there, well, not very fucking long unless you're prepared to live on these shakes. So as I'm talking to this lady who's like absolutely gorgeous, by the way, she's very beautiful inside and out, but I was feeling a little pressured and then I started to feel flustered. And then we start to make decisions that if we were given the time and space to really think about it, we most likely wouldn't make. And I thought, okay, well, I need to do it now. I better do it now. Oh, this will be quite jolly. I'm going to leave the salon today. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. I'm going to leave the salon. I'm going to have all this long hair. This is going to be great. But something inside me was saying to me, you know, you're trying to convince yourself, right? You're completely trying to convince yourself. You are not mentally and emotionally prepared for this yet. So in the end, I thanked her very much, very kindly for her time and all the explanation and the assistance that she gave me. I said, listen, I really, really appreciate it. And I completely understand about what you're saying with the hair supply and the urgency around that. However, I'm just going to take a minute. I'm going to go home. I'm going to discuss this with Phil. We're going to have a chat. I'll let you know. I'll let you know in the morning. Like, I'll just give you a buzz and we can, move forward if that's the vibe, or if not, we'll chat later. And she was fine with that. Of course, she doesn't care. She's got girls coming in there all day long, throwing their credit cards down and getting all this fabulous hair. It means nothing to her. But I needed a minute to recalibrate and decide, am I truly ready for this change? Here's what I want to say to you when we bring this back to your weight loss. If you are using a method for your weight loss that is not truly aligned to the long-term outcome that you want, you are going to struggle to follow that journey, follow that path, and actually get the result that you want. Here's what I mean. If you have not prepared yourself for the journey ahead, how do you think that you're going to lose weight and keep it off? Please hear me and understand when I say this, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. In the same way that I was not prepared for this curveball that was thrown at me today, like, well, do you want to get the hair? Do you want to get it right now? I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to get it now? I didn't have all of the tools and all the information yet. There was still somebody else that I wanted to talk to. I wanted to get a quote. I wanted to get their expertise and their input. There was still somebody else that I value very highly in the industry that I hadn't yet had an opportunity to speak to. And so then I felt rushed. I was like, oh my God, but wait, I haven't finished doing my due diligence. So what I mean by this is I wasn't yet fully equipped to take the step into the journey that was ahead of me. Now, this is where it comes back to your weight loss. If you are not prepared to walk the journey step by step, do your research, understand the way your body works. What are the macros that you need? Not what the diet says you need, not even what your fucking trainer says that you need, but you need to get savvy yourself. What is your current weight? What is your height? What are your nutritional requirements? What are your metabolic requirements? How much fat, protein, and carbs do you actually need? Now, I'm not asking you to calculate your own diet. I'm asking you to assess and look within at your body. When you eat an entire meal of pasta, do you feel good? Are you at optimum performance when you are running your body on pasta, bread, like all carbs? Is that the vibe? Because listen, I used to be able to get away with that when I was in my 20s, honey. Ooh, it was fabulous. Not now. Oh, no, not now. At my current age range, I can hardly tolerate carbs, let alone a meal of carbs. It makes me very sluggish. I am not anywhere close to optimum performance. I feel quite bloated, ill the next day. Like, the roll-on effects are real, people. The roll-on effects are real. Don't just think about, this looks good in this moment, this looks amazing, I want this right now. What are the roll-on effects? Like we talked about this last week, long-term thinking versus short-term thinking. Get yourself prepared for the fucking journey. You need to know what is going on in your body. So what kind of level of carbs can you tolerate? How much fat do you need? Let me put it to you this way. When fats were evil and like the devil and get them out of your diet, to bring in an exorcist and get them out. When fats were evil and you were not allowed to eat fats, the diet industry says, the diet industry had said. So please take this and hear me when I say this. The diet industry is telling you right now, carbs are evil. Carbs are evil. Right now, fats are your friend, protein is your friend. So we are all stuffing our face with that. But honey, a decade ago, sugar was Satan himself. And prior to that, carbs were the enemy. So I'm sorry, did we just get alien lobotomies and we all just changed our minds? You need to do the research your damn self. Get savvy. And when I'm talking about research, you can Google to your heart's fucking content. But also listen to your body. Watch what goes on when you eat certain food types. Don't sit there at night thinking, why is my stomach upset? Oh, my digestion's so bad. You're just, no, there is not. Listen, I tried to refrain from yelling there. There is nothing wrong with your digestion. Well, there may be. So let me just retract a little. If there's something wrong with your digestion, please seek medical advice. If there is nothing seriously wrong with your digestion, like if you're producing digestive acids when you eat, it's more than likely what you're eating, not the fact that you can't digest the food. Your job, and your only job really, is to do your due diligence. Listen to your body, what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Here's what I mean by that. It is time for you to decide as a strong, independent woman that your voice and your needs are just as valid and important as the next woman. You sit all day long scrolling on Instagram. Oh, she's so pretty. I wish I looked like her. She's so gorgeous. I'll never be as good as her. Why is she so thin? Why am I so fat? But are you preparing yourself for the journey ahead? Are you even, first of all, prepared to do anything about it? Because if you're not, just stop looking at these women altogether. All it's doing is torturing you. What is the fucking point of that? It's making you miserable. It's upsetting you. It's making you depressed. If you're not going to take action, why are you even looking at these girls? And now, I also would suggest, if it's making you miserable and upset, unfucking follow. First step, unfollow. Secondly, this is your time to decide that your voice, your needs, your wants, and your desires are just as valid as anybody else, just as valid as that girl you see with the cute booty on Instagram. You deserve happiness too. You look at her life, all rosy, it's fucking amazing. Well, what about you? What action are you taking to make your life in some way comparable to what you think it is that they're living? Because let's be very fair, like, they're just showing you their highlight reel. We know that. We all do that. Nobody puts their most depressive moments up on social media. Like, we're not idiots, please. But your only job at this point is to decide that change is also your birthright and you have what it takes to implement and carry it out. Now, what's super important here for you to understand, the origin of the word decision just tells everything that you need to know. And we don't talk about this very often. If you look it up, you can Google it, because I did, just to make sure that what I was telling you was the correct information. So get this. We've all heard of, like, when you make an incision, like, oh, the doctor's going to make an incision. We usually hear about it in medical terms. The doctor's going to make an incision. He's going to put this thing in or take this thing out, whatever. He's going to make an incision. He's going in. When you make a decision, you are decisioning. Does that make sense? You are making a decision. You are actually cutting something off. You are deciding. You are not making an incision. You are making a decision. You are cutting something off. It comes from the root Latin origin, and it means to decide. You cut off the bullshit that you are currently carrying around and is holding you back. Oh, please, honey, let's roll out some fucking examples. Sad talk, self-pity, negative energy, negative people, sob stories, fear, worry, stress. All of these things are messing with your ability and capability to be able to move forward in any productive or mildly empowering way. Imagine, I want you to just imagine if you removed that bullshit from your life. You know, we all think, whoa, it's like, I need to make a change. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? I need to start doing something different. I'm asking you today to decide and make a decision. Ask yourself not what you need to do. What do you need to stop doing? You are currently doing a bunch of bullshit that is holding you back from exactly the thing that is going to bring you everything that you want. Don't you see this? You are carrying out so many bullshit behaviors, thoughts, theories right now that your universe doesn't have room to implement the positive strategies that are also within you and will carry you forward at lightning fast pace. But you can't do it because you are filled with things that you need to decide to cut off. Honey, all of it is purely a game of alignment. Your job is to, moment by moment, day by day, align and realign with your goals and the outcomes that you want. You're constantly saying, but what do I need to do? Kylie, what do I need to do? I need to do something in order to be able to change and get the result that I want. I am telling you, it's not and never has been what you need to do. It's always been, who do you need to be? We will stay aligned with our self-identity if it kills us, and it very often does. If we believe we are fat, overweight, miserable, uncomfortable, and this is our destiny, we will stay aligned with the behaviors that support that outcome. If we believe that I never have money is always a struggle for me, as soon as it comes in, it goes out, we will stay aligned with the behaviors and thoughts that support that outcome. And listen, I know you might even not want to hear it. I'm putting it out there for your consideration. You are not your flaws. You are never your flaws. You are the one who can see them, identify them, and has the power to change them. Emotional eating for all of us was always been an escape. It's been an escape, and it still is an escape, but it's an escape that you can never learn from. This has always been about you creating the life that you want, that you desire, because honey, you can't live it twice. So on that note, I'm going to leave you with this. If you refuse to prepare yourself for the journey ahead, the journey of weight loss, the journey of change, if you refuse to do that by actually taking the steps necessary to bring the outcome that you want towards you, that means walking the journey even on the days you don't want to. That means showing up to move your body even on the days you don't want to. That means eating the foods that you know will support the outcome you desire even on the days you don't want to. If you refuse to do that, you refuse to do those things for the 6 months, 3 months, 18 months that it might take to lose the weight that you want to lose, and you try once again to circumvent that process of learning, exploration, and becoming the woman that you would need to become in order to keep that weight off once you lose it, by doing the quick fixes, doing the fasting, doing the meal replacement shakes, joining the latest fad program, you actually will never get to the destination that you want to get to. And let me put it to you in an even clearer way. There are 3 ways that this can play out in the end, and I'm going to spell them out for you now. You can either spend the rest of your life now, as we move forward into a new year, you can either spend the rest of your life from here on in back and forwards with this weight loss gig. Like you can lose a couple of kilos, gain them back, lose a couple of kilos, gain them back, put it all on hold for a minute, binge, lose a couple of kilos, gain them back. And that, quite frankly, is just a really disappointing and miserable way to live. There is no fun in that. But that is you just running the hamster wheel of staying in alignment with your personal beliefs about who you are. I'm a woman that struggles with my weight, and this is who I am, so therefore this is what I do. The second way that this can play out is by you losing the weight, all of it. So let's say you've got 30 kilos to lose, you lose 30 kilos, and then you gain it back. Oh, that's so painful. How many times have we all been there? It's another painful outcome because we didn't correctly walk the path we needed to walk to get to where we needed to go. And what I mean by that is we were not fully equipped. We were not fully equipped to be the woman who, once she loses her 30 kilos, keeps it off like it's just not an issue. Am I a woman that struggles with food anymore? No. Do I binge anymore? No. It's just literally not part of your identity. The third way that this can play out, and I often say this because it's the saddest of all, is that you can lose the weight. You may lose the weight. Let's say you do it. Lose 30 kilos. It's great. And then also you still circumvented the journey. You tried to shortcut the process that really does need to play out in order for you to change from the inside out and become the woman for whom food is just no longer an issue. You circumvented that progress and the pathway that you have to walk. And you did that by taking the quick fix, looking for another quick fix. So let me do this, and let me have these strange people in a lab coat tell me what to do, and they'll make me drink this thing or take this pill or whatever it is. And you lose all of the weight, but you spend the rest of your life fucking terrified of food because you're just so scared to gain it back that you can't even enjoy for one moment what you've achieved. I really hope that today's conversation has been enlightening for you and that you've gained something from it. Please let me know. Leave a comment, leave a review below, because if you found this helpful, then it's exactly what you needed to hear today. It is time for a change, and changes do not happen overnight. It's classic quotation time. Of course it will happen, but it won't happen overnight, nor do you want it to. Just the way that I was sitting there today and thinking, do I want all this long hair now? Do I want it now? I'm not fully prepared yet. I actually wanted more time to be excited about it, to look forward to it, to get ready for it. I wanted that part of the journey. And if I just quickly cut that part of the journey off and said, okay, fine, install the hair now, then I would have missed out on that excitement and that part of the journey, which when we layer that back to weight loss, is you being in front of your changes and being savvy about it. It's you getting excited for the next level of weight loss. It's you looking forward to checking in with your weight and seeing what's happening this week and what tweaks can I make. It's exciting. That is part of the journey that you don't want to rip yourself off from, miss out on, or try to weasel your way around in any capacity. With that being said, I'm sending you tremendous amounts of love. As always, if you want to know more about my personal weight loss journey, how I lost 20 kilos and kept it off, please head on over to kyliepax.com/free course, where you get a 4-part free video series on exactly the steps that I took to do that. And you can implement that right away, start losing weight today within the hour. My loves, I'm sending you tremendous amounts of love. Please do remember, when you step up and stop trying to circumvent the process that you actually need, and if you would stop begrudging it so much, is an enjoyable part of change, you will get to where you want to go a whole lot faster, not only with your relationship with food, but also with your weight loss. When you do this and you stop trying to weasel around the necessary steps to reach the destination that your heart desires so badly, that is when you've got what it takes. I'm sending you tremendous amounts of love. As always, I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, my loves, bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to kyliepax.com/free course and sign up for my free weight loss training so you can start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources in my past podcasts that will help you lose your weight without the BS diet drama. I'll see you next week.